Hi, I've got a lovely music-based card for you today. I think this is a great theme because you can use it for so many different things because you've got just the note to say and you can add whatever you want to the bottom of that. So I'm going to show you, I started this card using a bit of decorative paper and I thought, right, not everybody's got this decorative paper, so I'm going to show you how to make something really similar to this too. I'll introduce what we're going to be using for the video. I'm going to be using the Happy Birthday Mini Expression die. And this is the Just a Note theme frame from our Frames and Tags. And what I'm going to do is I thought I would go to the classic weaving die, and we're going to use the fall-away pieces to make the side of the card that looks like a keyboard. Okay? And what I've done is I've just covered a little piece of coconut white card with a sticky adhesive sheet. And it's just about, I believe it's about 1.5 inches wide. Let me double check. Yes, 1.5 inches wide. So I'm going to just peel this back, expose that. And what I've done is when you get the weaving die, the fall-away pieces are long. So I've just cut them in half. We can do whatever size you want. They don't have to be exactly 1.5 inches. In fact, I find it's much easier to work with something a little bit bigger and then cut it all down at once. So we're going to bring in a piece. I'm going to start with the black. I'm just going to line it up. I find it's easier to use that edge as your first starting point, and then we're going to alternate colors here. So I'm going to go from that to a white and just line it up with the edge and just sort of butt it up as close as you can to the one above it. And we're just going to mix the black and the white. Pop that down, get that on there. Just work our way down. There we go. So we've got what looks like a keyboard starting. I think that's really nice as a an accent border for a music card. There we go. Just sort of push it up into there, and you can just give it a press down. Okay. Little bit there, and I might not even be exactly even on the side here, but there again you can take and just put it into a paper cutter when you get it done and cut a nice straight line so you don't even have to worry. And a white and a black. So you can see I'm just going to go ahead and finish it all the way down. I'm going to cut it, and then I'm going to add one of the longer strips along the edge just to create a finished little border piece. So very simple. You can see where that was going. I don't want to take too long for that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bit of double-sided tape on this, and we're going to work it on the edge of our background piece, and I'll give you a quick measurement on that. I'm just going to line it up to the edge, top and bottom. Get it as straight as I can. There we go. And the overall background size I'm using is 5.5 by 6 1/8. Okay, so that's going to be the base for my background. I'm going to go ahead and put that into place on the background of my card here. And because I've got the black and white going, I figured I would just add that in with my paper pierced edge and keep that same theme. Put that right into place. We'll come back to that in a minute. Now I've gone ahead and I've cut, oops, let me get a hold of it, the music frame here, and I'm going to bring in a little bit of color. So I'm going to pop it back into the frame, just get it lined up and get it right back into place. Turn it over, and I'm going to do a little inking through the die and then take it out and kind of finish it off. So I'm using some Distress Oxide. This is antique linen, and I'm going to start with the big end here and just sort of work it through the die and get into all that exposed area. And you've got quite a bit of this that's actually covered, so we will add some color afterward, but you'll get two different tones coming through this way, which I really like. And if you've got any really tight spots, you can take that pointy end and work that into those little areas, and it really does get in a lot better that way. In fact, up in the drum and the tambourine here, there's some really tiny little spots, so we want to add some color through those. There we go. I think maybe right in here. I think we've got a pretty good job here. Okay, let's check it. Yes. So you can see some of the detail is coming through on that frame really nicely, but I'm going to just go ahead and add some more color to it and pick up some of the embossing with that antique linen that's already on my smoothie. And just sort of tone it in. I think it's a nice, sort of a natural color. I think it's really pretty, but it just sort of adds a little bit of interest and brings out some of that detail in that frame. Now when you get down to this note, be gentle because it's very fine detail here, so I'm going to work that direction over the saxophone and on the notes down here. And it's totally up to you. If you want to just bring your smoothie in and edge the inside and get a real nice little edge going, you can do that. You can work this side of it, come along, put a little bit of a frame around the edge using the tips here, get into the guitar area. I like that. That's looking nice. However much you want on there, it's totally your call. You can even use other colors if you like to add a little more interest to it. There you go. But I think that's actually really nice. It's got some beautiful detail on it, and what we're going to do is shadow it. So I've cut another one in black, and I'm going to go ahead and pop this on, just offset it slightly, a little bit of glue. There's a lot of detail on that, so the spray glue will hit all those areas, and then I'm just going to add a little bit more to make sure it stays nice and securely attached. There we go. That should do the job. I'm going to pick that up, just sort of offset it ever so slightly, and that will really help pop it off the card. That looks good. Sticky fingers here. I'm going to pop that right in the middle, and now I've added quite a bit of mounting foam on the back here. For one, I like it to stay really nice and level. I don't want to have any areas that don't want to, or sort of sag. You don't want saggy areas. So it's going to take me a second to get all of these off. And to be fair, if you wanted to leave some attached with the backing on it, it would still hold it up in place, and it would be still attached to the card quite well. So I'll leave some of those tiny ones. Now I'm going to put it upward a little bit because the bottom of this is where my sentiment's going to go. So I'm going to put this right to the top of the card, about like that. And I've got the Just to Note to Say. Now that comes with the die set, so it's really nice. You got the dot, 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 and you can add anything you like with that. So I'm going to go ahead and add some glue to the back of that one. And that is going to go right into the center. It's a lovely little area for it right there. Give that a second. And that should stay. Might have to add a little glue to that. Let's just see what that'll hold. And then the happy birthday. Now this is the mini expression, and it's in two pieces. So we've cut the happy, and I've done it twice. So we've sort of stacked it up for some dimension. And I'm going to let that get tacky, and I'll do the birthday part too. There we go. Okay, so now we just want to center that across the bottom part of it. There. Stay. And there. And we can put that right underneath our frame. So you've got that lovely look, what looks like a piano on the side, makes a beautiful border, and we've just done that out of scraps. And this is our pretty music frame. I think that makes a lovely birthday card for anybody that's into their music. Hope you've enjoyed today's video, and look for us on our YouTube channel.